Greetings, my friends. I'm going to be reviewing some fine tea. Harvested this year, we have from the 7 Cups merchandiser some Gu Zhu Zi Sun green tea. Purple bamboo shoot is the translation. I've often purchased from 7 Cups, usually getting their samplers. This is a rare occasion when I've chosen a particular tea because it was harvested this year. Fresh tea is best. Like any perishable product, once it's harvested, the quality dips. So, some grassy aromas are in store for us. The finest teas always have this perfumey headiness, which is readily apparent here. Tea is harvested a couple of times a year, I believe, in China, and I opted for this tea because I wanted the freshest of the fresh available to me. On 2 occasions, I've purchased tea plants and grown them here in Zone 6. One of them grew very well. It was quite happy in its pot. But when I moved away from the town I was living in, I left it with a friend and have never seen it again. Later I purchased another tea plant and was going to nurture it into a beautiful form, but it didn't quite take off. I wasn't there to care for it, so it was in the care of someone else, and it died over the summer. Well, lucky for me, I have this product in my hands, and now let's get a couple of looks together. This is very fine tea leaves. Beautiful, very small. The fragrance is something to behold. Alright, so for a couple of moments this has been steeping. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the water. I did not make my mistake that I often make by trying to use too many tea leaves, and this water was a sane temperature, far removed from the boil. Okay, the liquor, I wish you could see it. Instead you can behold this beautiful ivy grapevine teacup. The liquor is very, very fair. The lightest shade of a very dilute green. One kitten hair is floating around in there because I had my cat in the room with me. She was going to help me with the review, but in her typical fashion, she was just climbing all over the table in front of the camera, shedding her beautiful, supple kitten hairs into my cuppa. Well, so before the taste, let's move forward into the unfolding using my nostrils. So light and fair, dancing across my nostril synapses, moving upwards in wispy patterns into my frontal cortex. Truly nothing satisfies more than a fine cup of exquisite tea, a luxury good, very affordable. This 25-gram bag, as I mentioned, came from 7 Cups in Arizona. They have a website, they do tours of China, they source their teas from China and have a great range of products. A little pricey. This is one case where you do pay a touch of a premium for the highest quality. I've always been happy with them. I've also used Mandala tea, and that always ships very fast with a nice note from the business owner. Always a few kind words scribbled on the packaging slip. So $14.48 was the retail price here. and I got it delivered, and it arrived here, shipping and everything, for about 20 bucks all together. I'm happy with 7 cups, and now I'm ready to savor their wares. A creamy, light mouthfeel, making magic on my palate, moving among my teeth and gums. The pleasantries, the satisfactions unique to tea are really worth trumpeting. I'm a coffee lover, a drinker of mate. The processed teas I enjoy quite a lot. Black teas are one of my favorites on summer days. All of the caffeine-containing products are very close to my heart. However, green tea, minimally processed, only dried in the traditional fashion, there's nothing quite like it. There are 2 schools in tea drying. One is the pan frying method. You'll often find different shapes depending on the way that the tea is processed. They can also be steamed to quickly stop the decomposition process. So this tea it's taking me to places, centered, peaceful locales within my psyche. I'm extremely stimulated by lovely, comforting teas and the drug effect that they produce in my brain. This is not something I often do, but let's just do a little bit of literature reading for you, okay? I'm going to skim this passage. Li Yu, the famous tea master, who was instrumental in promoting tea culture during the Tang Dynasty, believed that this tea was the very best. Gu Zhu Zisan. Purple bamboo shoot. I suppose in all industries there is specific banter, specific techniques, time-tested and traditional approaches to the processing in order to get the best quality. And it says here that initially this tea was steamed into cakes and ground into a powder, and then it began being brewed using whole leaves. This tea is made from early spring buds and fresh leaves, a fresh, clean flavor, and a sweet aftertaste. My satisfaction level is hovering at very high. I began my day drinking lots of coffee. Usually I like that powerful blast. I make 7 cups of tea in my coffee pot, coincidentally, usually about that amount, with a healthy pour of coffee grounds and fresh, cold, filtered water. As I move through the day, I do like to move to more subtle, flavorsome, gentler, and more nuanced caffeine drug carriers. And now it's nearing midnight. I'm entering the twilight phase of the day. I've had a productive day. And I'm going to continue my labors, continuing my work with the companion in this cup. Subtle, lightly astringent, floral, fresh, some good green tea in my cup. It makes me really happy. Hopefully you're out there savoring some green tea. Fresher is better. Although I do like the processed tea cakes and all of the different flavors textures and aromas you can wring out of this magical plant. There's something very special about a fresh, minimally processed green tea. I enjoy it. And thanks for joining me today.